Okay, let's try to get rid of that fence. And we'll wait. We'll wait a few moments for people to come in. I have exciting news. The winner of the Sunflower Height contest is going to be announced. You don't have to be here, but you do have to respond. I will post it in the community page later on who the winner is. And you can email me within 2 days with your mailing address, which will remain anonymous always. Your privacy will be respected, even if we get into a fight. Um, and if nobody claims it, then the second runner-up looks like, doesn't it look like something out of the hi Shalma, out of the Simpsons beginning intro. Dun, 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 dun. So I was up on Chill Hill, but there's a gym up there. And because it's a beautiful day, they've got the gym garage door open and blasting music. And even with my windows closed in my car, you can still hear it. Hey, Lollipop. So I found another spot. So it's a little different, but that's okay. I like variety. That's what he said. Dory, how are you? Dory, how's Jersey? Getting ready for the winter, the cold winter months and the snow? And prayers to Florida. They're getting hit down in the Fort Myers area, Naples. Hey, Jackie, good to see you. What's been up with you? You moving again? Are you moving out of Jersey? Moving sucks. That's why I like being a minimalist. The less to move, the better. Hey, lady. Such a pleasure to be here with you, Pink. Thank you. Just down the street. Okay. But you're still staying in Jersey? That's a pretty lateral move. You were on the West Coast, right? Mm. It's always full with grandbabies. That sounds wonderful, though. Well, I hope you're prepared for the winter, Dory. What's that banging going on? Sounds like- We'll wait for a few more people to get in here. You're going to live in a house. I hope so. So I'll tell you with the height of the sunflower, I didn't know the height until this morning. And I was way off. I could very well break the Guinness Book of World Records, which is like 30 feet. Mm, no, Pink. I just hope that they blossom. I was looking on YouTube today on how to harvest sunflower seeds. And if they ever do bloom, I'd really like to try it. Hey, Denise, how are you? Your family in Sarasota, Venice area. Oh, I hope they stay safe. And of course, you see these videos out there in the news, of these dumbasses out there. One lady, I guess a trampoline, metal big trampoline, flew into the backyard of her house. She's out there. She's a middle-aged girl out there thinking it's the, oh, look at this, and the wind's blowing. It takes her hat off. I mean, way to go, dumbass. Because, the next thing you're going to be, face to face with a stop sign smashed up against your face that could very well kill you. These people are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Mother Nature can be very unforgiving, very unforgiving. But, our prayers and thoughts, and let's hope everybody stays safe in the path of the hurricane. And also, it was in Puerto Rico, and I don't know, did Cuba get hit? Um, so for everyone who's been affected, people are so dumb to be out there. Right, right. People need to come with warning labels. Yes, Shelma. Lots of prayers. Thank you. Lots of prayers. I should do a reading from the One Day at a Time. What's the date today? I don't even. The 28th? Is it the 28th or the 29th? And we're going to talk a little bit about YouTube memberships and Patreon rules. I'm not an expert on them. I don't have a Patreon. I don't even have YouTube membership. I've been asked. People have encouraged me to do it, but yeah, I haven't at this point. And also, what is, a violation of YouTube membership, Patreons, or even a creator emailing. You don't even have to be in a membership or Patreon. These could be past occurrences, or if you're emailed, any threatening emails or intimidating emails sent to you from a creator can be reported to Google. Okay? So even when people do behind the scenes stuff and send a nasty email to somebody um, and they're a creator, you don't want to forward that email because there's something about every time you forward it, I don't know, it has something to do with the IPS or address or the data or something, but it can be more difficult to trace it. I don't know, but if you get an email that is threatening in nature, bullying, harassment, etc., you forward it to Google, not to YouTube. Well, Google is YouTube. Um, you forward it to Google, and creators can also lose their channel for that. So when you think, oh, I'm not live and I'm going to be careful what I say, you send a nasty email to somebody and you're a creator, Google can terminate your channel that way. So good to know. Oh, look, that's an ominous cloud. Hi, Miss Christie, Cloud Cuckoo Land. Tobert, welcome. Okay. All right. So what do you want me to do first? Should we talk about violations of membership Patreon? Or do you want me to announce first the winner? Oh, let me read first from the One Day at a Time in Al-Anon. And then maybe we'll just announce the winner. Just took the last of my butternut squash out of the garden. Got 13 in total this year from one plant. Wow, that's amazing, Joan. So I grew cucumber plants this year, and they're relatively easy to grow. Not a lot of maintenance. But when I grew them at my house, that was around the time I moved in to help with my mom. And so I didn't have anyone to often water it, but I grew some cucumbers at my parents' house, and I only got two. And I was very surprised, but I think I overwatered them. I think I overwatered them because a lot of them were growing with that green color. What's that called? The chloroform. But we did get two delicious cucumbers out of it. Because one year I grew cucumbers and I couldn't keep up with them. So, hey Shari, how are you? Anyone that come in? Orange is the new black. Hello. Okay. All right. Mm, okay, here's a good one. This is from October 1st, actually. Okay, and again, if you're not affected by alcohol in any way, if you don't have a loved one struggling with the disease of addiction, you can substitute the word AA or Alcoholics Anonymous or the alcoholic, etc., with a toxic person in your life, anyone that you know is toxic in your personal life. It's very similar. So in Al Anon, we often speak of the importance of prayer. This idea calls for some reflection. If I could get what I pray for, would it really make me happy? Do I always know what is best for me? Do I bargain with God I pray to? Example, I want my spouse, but only if he or she will stop drinking. Or you can say only if he or she will stop their toxic behavior. Or give him instructions like, please don't let him or her keep on drinking, or please don't let him or her keep on acting the way they do. Whether the person has BPD, narcissism, whether they're a straight out psychopath, you know. Um, so today's reminder, one thing must ultimately be accepted. Few of us know what we really want, and none of us knows what is best for us. That knowledge remains in spite of all our determined resistance in the hands of God. This is the reason for limiting our prayer to request for guidance, an open mind to receive it, and the fortitude to act upon it. I will quietly defer any decisions until my contact with God has made me certain they are right for me. And I will pray to be kept away from any action, even a little one, that is intended to punish another. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. So that cloud looks awful, awful dark. Okay. Hey, just Kaz. Okay, so we're going to announce the winner. There's one winner. Well, obviously, if two people guess the same height, I would have drawn from a bag or something, but that wasn't the case. We have one winner who guessed the exact height in feet and inches. Okay, and I don't know if they're in here, but the winner. All right, so the height is. I don't want to screw it up. 9 feet. Was it 11 feet 9 inches? 9 feet 11 inches. So 9 feet 11 inches. Anyone in here? Guess that you were way off. Sherry, I was like, oh, at least close to 20 feet. I knew it was taller than my son. Because my son, if you noticed in one of the video in the picture, it was the top of his head. I didn't want to put him all out there. And he's about 5'11", 5'10". So it's 9 feet 11 inches, and the winner is. Oh, and by the way, like you did 9'8", I think. Some people were very, very close, very close. Some were by 1 inch off. Yeah, I was nervous looking through all the guesses too. And I wish everybody could have won. I really do. I can't. So many things from the garden. Pepper. Wow, you just started canning. Okay, so the winner is Angela Critters. Angela Critters, which I don't even think if she's in here. So if anyone has her contact information, text her. Angela Critters, you've won the pink merch party pack. And guess what, Angela? You don't have to pay for shipping. You got some good soil out there. Like I said, we didn't even take care of it. My son threw seeds down, and that was that. And we had a very dry summer. So they are known for being drought plants. So I think Angela, I'm sure she'll enjoy. This box is filled to the max, filled to the max with fun stuff, really fun stuff, happy stuff. Jack and the Beanstalk, right? It's just about almost up to my second floor window. And when my daughter stays over, I said to her, could always sneak out. And then she proceeded to tell me when she was younger, she did sneak out. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to hear this stuff now because they're at the age now where they're starting to tell me what they got away with growing up. I'm not ready to hear it. I don't know about you all. If your kids if your kids are older, they start telling you all the stuff they got away with. Huh? I don't want to hear it. La 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 la. So, has anyone seen Angela in here? Hi, Veronica. Yeah, just Casbat changed her uh, channel name, and I kept seeing this post, and I'm like, I don't remember subbing to this person, but they got really good stuff. Angela Curtis is the winner of Pink's fabulous party pack for guessing the correct height of Pink Sunflower. Congratulations. Thanks. You guys, I get the best mods. I get the best community on YouTube. Not even $50 for handling. No Snickers. Nope, absolutely free. And I'd say the value of the package is probably closer to $150. So I hope she enjoys it. I had fun putting I still have to put it together. It's all in a box, but I gotta wrap everything now and throw some candy in there. Sprinkle it with my love and your daughter's 21st, the stories her friends told one after the other. All my old aunts and mother in the front row giving me the death stare. Thanks, Tobert. Yeah, I will not charge for shipping. Pink will never do that to you. Never. All right, let's get another view. Let's get that fence out of. Go ahead, Pink. Screw it up like you just did. Now we got the fence. Okay. Oh, it sucks that she's not in here. I don't have her. I don't even have her email. So yes, congratulations, Angela. She's usually in here too. She could be having supper. It's supper time. So, what y'all think of my video? Are you crazy video? I had fun making that too. I love doing compilations. So again, the height of the sunflower was 9 feet, 11 inches. And thank you everyone who participated. All your answers were great. They were, because like I said, I had no idea how tall that plant was. No idea. And I'm like, oh, she could be right. He could be right. Oh, that sounds like a good height. But again, I was guessing like around 20 feet. Uh-uh. And I looked at it most days and I couldn't even figure out the height. That's how off I was. I walked by it most days. And even my son would stand next to it. I took a picture of him and I know how tall he is and I still was way off. NC girl, hello. Yes. Are you crazy? So I was looking, now I don't have YouTube memberships or Patreon, but I found out, that um you can report. You're welcome, Joan. Yeah, it was very fun. I had a good time. I can't wait to do another one. Um, oh, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so even if you left someone's membership or their Patreon on bad terms, you can still report it to Google because I think a lot of creators may think because their Patreon is, if you're not a member, it's not seen. Some creators think, it's like, well, unseen, unheard kind of thing. But it's still, you still have to go by the guidelines that of terms of service, even with memberships, Patreon. So if you say left a membership or Patreon on bad terms, or you received an email, um, that was threatening or bullying, harassment from that creator who runs a Patreon or membership, you immediately forward that email to Google, and you would have to go on. I haven't taken a deep dive yet, but you go on. If you Google Patreon guidelines, YouTube ship membership guidelines, it gives you instructions there. So I thought that would be helpful. And I've seen a few creators who have done that, and and if you think you join a membership or a Patreon, you should be held to a higher standard, right? Because you're paying for a service. You're paying to be a Patreon. I think Space Monster 61 discussed that briefly too, when she did a video the other day. Um, so the fact that you're paying for a service, um, and if you're treated poorly, that's an automatic violation. Nobody should be treated like that. Nobody. It's almost like I think some creators think if they have Patreon or memberships, that's some like private club, private gossip club. And that is not what they're supposed to be used for. None whatsoever. Screenshots are not supposed to be taken. If you're a YouTube member or in the Patreon, if you see that one of your screenshots is out there, from a Slack or Patreon or membership, you automatically report it to Google. Hi, main girl. I loved your video today. Congratulations to your son who just got married. Um, I really liked your video. And I like your positivity and the way you honor not just your daughter, but the way you honor your whole family. And, you know, we honor you too. I know main girl lost her daughter a couple of months ago. So our thoughts and prayers to you, and keep the faith, continue to honor her. And main girl, did you see that live stream from August 31st that I did for opiate awareness? And I don't know the circumstances of your daughter's death, and you don't have to mention it, but I think the whole concept of regardless how we lose our children, um, you know, the topic was to honor to honor our children. Oh, good to hear that, you mean girl. Hi, Paisley Pumps. So your Maine girl, I don't know if you put thought into it. I am gonna come up to Maine in October before it gets too cold. So I don't know if you you can email me. We can I don't know if you want to get together. I'm gonna see if I can get Black Eagle together too. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to take you out for lunch. And plus the foliage up there. Thank you everyone for your thoughts, hearts, and prayers for your Maine girl. Okay, you'll be emailing me. Awesome. That would be so much fun. It's something to look forward to. Yeah, same here. And I think this Saturday I'm going to Lizzie Borden's pet cemetery, the grave where Lizzie Borden's pets are. I think last year I lucked out, or the year before I didn't luck out, I should say, because the weather was nasty. But I want to. This weekend is supposed to be really nice weather, so I want to get down there and show you everyone Lizzie Borden's pet's grave. It's a very old. There's two parts to this pet cemetery: a newer part and the original part, which dates back to the late 1800s. And these graves are amazing. And I never thought that people back then had cemeteries for their pets. And a lot of the pets were named like human names: Michael, Lisa, Donna. They were given human names, and that was it was trendy back then in the early 1900s, all the way up to I think the 1950s, maybe, that they were given, a human name and a middle name. Yeah, so I've got to get my packs charged too, um, because it's a great live stream to do. I always have fun doing it. And anyone that wants to come, if you're in Massachusetts or a surrounding state, um, the location's in Dedham, Massachusetts. Um, so I know I'm gonna try to get Daniel. He comes in my channel to see if he wants to go, or anyone else that's in Massachusetts wants to meet up Saturday afternoon. Yes, I'm in a different location. Chill Hill, the gym had music playing really loud. It was obnoxious. It was absolutely obnoxious. You love the spooky content. It's so much fun and interesting. Yeah, in this pet cemetery, Lizzie Borden's pets, people from other parts of the world do come to visit her grave. I don't know what they do around it. Um, and I remember a couple of years ago when I did a live stream, I was talking to one of the girls that volunteered there because they have a pet shelter there. And she was thrilled that I was live streaming this because she felt that, um, the cemetery wasn't getting enough recognition for they raise animals, goats there. They have a pet shelter that you can adopt a pet from, and it's all volunteers that work there. Can you imagine if I just rocked up in Boston, maybe when I'm retired and have time and cash? Absolutely. Let me know. I'll give you the tour. Hi, Beth. How are you? So is anyone a membership of anyone's channel? You don't have to list who, or Patreon, because I really like your input as far as what really goes on in a Patreon or your experiences in particular Patreons where Vicky is, yeah, um, where you pay monthly membership or Patreon. There are different levels. And I often wonder, I'm not either, NC girl. I'm not a membership to anybody. I've often wonder what is so different about memberships and Patreons than what we see as a subscriber to public live streams or videos. Um, my understanding of Patreon, it's almost like, I don't know if I'd call it a crowd share, but it's supposed to help the creator build their channel up, with improving on content and um, making it a more enjoyable experience for the viewers. Um, but some channels, I don't see their channels getting better, but worse. It's like, okay, what's really going on in Patreon? And why some people feel like they have to be a mole. We've heard often that sometimes, there's a mole in the Patreon. And what's really going on in there that someone needs to go in and take a peek see, you know? You used to, but not at this time. Hi, Hope. Welcome. They do members only. And I would think, like, if I started a Patreon, I I would do it for what I think it's for, is to let my subscribers have say in ideas for my channel and um, you know, how to make it better and stuff like that, and to really take their input and use it, their ideas for a better experience for everyone. But that's my idea of Patreon. I'm a member of Greg Hughes under another name. I am because of his donations. I use my real name on his channel. I can't here because of you know who. Yeah, Paisley, I get it. I've gotten emails from people from who are, I think I mentioned before, I've gotten an email from a Rambler and an X Rambler, and they're not using their names. They're terrified. One of them used that word, terrified. And that's sad to me, but understandable, very understandable. And especially now with a lot of, YouTube, the community with the big drama. It's all about now where you can go, and I'm not going to be your friend if you go over there, and I'm not going to support you if you go over there. Um, if we listened to everyone that said, I'm not going to be your friend because you go over there and I've seen you in chat, none of us would have friends. None of us. None of us. So now, people are sending their mods out, or even creators are watching other channels just to see who's in the damn chat. And I find that invasive, intimidating, and I don't know a lot that's going on. Like with the OGs, I'll pop in once in a while to say hi. But if you ask me what's going on, most of the time I have no clue who's fighting with who over what. I go over to say hi because there was a time when we all got along and had fun. Nobody should be terrified of a YouTube creator, not even slightly. Yeah, these people could step back for a second and see what the rest of us see. They'd be embarrassed. Right, your main girl? Absolutely. Now, it was brought to my attention that Mummy Ramblings threatened somebody with jail. I guess last night in her late night stream, and mentioned the YouTuber's name, and that to me, and this is someone who said she's going to sue everybody. So if you don't think you're incriminating yourself, you're very misinformed. You don't do that. You don't put an outright threat of making sure that somebody is put behind bars. You've no right to say that to anybody. You have absolutely no right. And you have no proof. And even if you had proof, you don't, as a creator, oh my, how do I put it anymore? You suck. You suck. Your channel has gone to shit. To shit. If you're so angry and upset, and if everybody did Mummy Ramblings wrong, then she needs to stop with the talk and do some action and follow through instead of listening for 3 to 4 years how she's going to sue people. Just do it. And hi, Nana Patty, and any lawyer would say, shut up. Shut your mouth. If you're going to sue somebody, you don't go on a public live stream and threaten them. And I truly believe, we create our own karma. And it's her channel is tanking. Hey, Mary. Can't imagine carrying around that much resentment towards people. Isn't it sad? Isn't it sad? We all get angry. I'm not going to say none of us, we're not perfect. We get angry, but it's in our presentation. And if you're going to go on a live stream and lose your shit, okay, and start threatening people with jail, that's a threat. And that's a threat. A lot of these threats, and even like I said earlier, if you get an email from somebody that is of a threatening nature, or it's intimidating, all right, saying you can't do this from a creator, you forward that email right to Google. Right to Google. None of this filling out the short form, the long form. You can take an email or any email that has screenshots in it, that's threatening in nature, that's intimidating, that is from a creator, and you can report it immediately. Forward it and report it to Google. A lot of people think they're just, their only option is reporting the channel. There's other options out there. And of course, you want to block their email after that, which unfortunately, the way Google does it, it just goes into spam. But, I don't look at spam, but I would also not set it up for deletion within 30 days. I'd keep it on for longer, or at least make a copy of it, the email, and put it in a file. But do not engage with anyone who emails you something that's threatening harassment. Do not engage. Once you engage, you are now a willing participant. Once you engage with that person, so if you're going to go ahead and file, a harassment, stay away order, restraining order, whatever you call it, it may not be applicable. But you have to prove to a court that you fear this person. So you need as much proof, concrete proof, as you can get. She has an M&M guy hanging from her mic. That's a wrap. Patty, do you know if Bitey Cat in Florida Gray Lady's okay in Florida? Been worried about them. Did you know Zoom has specific TOS regarding using their app? I imagine so, right, Just Cass? I imagine so. To threaten or silence free speech. Yeah. So take the time and look up, even with Zoom, look up their policies and procedures. The more you know, right? The more you know. She has all my info. I don't like the fact she keeps personal details. So just, check your emails, and like I said, you can report them, the emails, to Google. And when you have memberships, and I don't know, does MRB have Patreon? You've already looked them up. They all have TOS. Yeah. StreamYard as well. Yeah, I imagine all of these, StreamYard, Zoom, whatever, obviously have policies and procedures. But especially if you're a Patreon or a member and you're actually paying, okay, and you feel like you've been mistreated or you left because of mistreatment, you can report that to Google. If that's true, how's she getting away with all she's gotten away with? She does have a Patreon. Okay. Wow. Yeah. When Patreon first came out, I remember looking into it. Not that I wanted one. I was just curious. And I just remember, like, it's like a support group. It's not a private gossip fest, um, nor is Discords or Slack. Um, and if you're in, you can't put Slack messages out there like that as a form of intimidation, or look what I have on you and I'm going to expose it. You have recourse, you have rights. She's been reading Killer across the table for over 3 years. Lee, how are you? So Lee's from Florida. She told me earlier she was safe, I hope. How are you, Lee? Patreon is strict. They'll take down your page if you do something against Toss on other websites. It happened to Honest Honesty on. Yeah, cats. Maybe you're right. Just more people need to be made aware of, what their rights are as a member, as a Patreon, even an ex-member or ex-Patreon. If you left for particular reasons that you were bullied, harassed, threatened. I mean, these are paid services. And nobody should be under that kind of scrutiny. Nobody. Um, and also, I think Space Monster brought up a good point in her video a couple of days ago that if you have a Patreon, it's a business, right? And you don't want to engage with your Patreons on a personal level. Um, and in real life too, if you own a business, or your friend is the boss of a company and I can get you in to work with me, you know it's usually a failure. It usually the friendship ends up dissolving eventually. um, so that's one thing that, which was a good point she brought up, Space Mode. So you don't want to engage on a personal level with your Patreons or probably even your members. Um, hey, Nichols. And again, I don't know. For those of you who came in a little bit later, Angela Critters is the winner of the Sunflower Height contest. 9 feet, 11 inches. Hey, Jason. Hi, I was told to do Patreon, but I don't have the time. Hope you're doing well. Thanks, Jason. I hope you're doing well too. Yeah, I don't think Angela's been in here yet. Jones follows a channel that's 400,000 subs and is non-charging anyone. I'd rather spend my time with positive creators than with the drama channels. Yeah, so again, I'm not a member to anybody nor Patreon, so I've always been curious like what's really going on, and then I've heard about paywalls. There's a lot of controversy about that. Um, I can see putting a video in a Patreon and then releasing it, but I don't agree with having a video that no one can ever see unless you're a Patreon. That to me is like that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. And yeah, like Jason said, I don't know what's involved in the time to have a Patreon, as a creator, what time, how much time that should you put into a Patreon to make it worthwhile. I think Molly, if you're $100, this is what I heard. I don't watch her, but this is something I heard, maybe from Makeup Mobster or someone who covers her, that if you pay $100 a month, you get to talk to her on the phone. I'm like, really? I'm like, are you serious? And people will do it. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'll charge you. Yeah, right, Beth? I'll look at. I have subscribers who talk to me on the phone. I don't charge them anything. That's absurd. Absolutely absurd. But there's people out there that will do it, and they'll take advantage of the people like that. Absolutely take advantage. And that to me is wrong. It's almost to me when I think about that, it's almost like, these telemarketers who call and scam, you know. Um, it's targeting vulnerable people. I used to talk to Molly on the phone. It'd be a cold day in hell when if she ever wanted to charge me. Last thing I said to her was F you. And that was free. Oh, Nana, I hope the injections are helping. I know somebody who has lupus and she went completely vegan. Um, and she was able to get off quite a few of her medications based on her diet, which to me I found amazing. But she's strict vegan. I mean, strict vegan. Were you two fighting? Jason, God, that was what, 2.5 years ago, maybe? She called me in the middle of the night when I was sleeping. Oh, it was the being there saga when she threatened to hire a hitman on me to murder me. Um, yeah, Molly called me. She's like, "Is it really true? Did you take money from a dying woman?" I said, "Really, Molly?" And I told her to F off. I said, "Don't ever call me again. Ever." You didn't know. Yeah, no biggie. No biggie. I mean, I heard she's doing well as far as, her channel growing. I'm sure she's making a good income. So I'm happy for her for that, but I'll never understand, she just makes I don't even know the words for it from the clip channels I've seen. Um, call it putting her integrity on the line if she has any left. Um, I personally couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. A lot of times I usually don't ask. It's none of my business. Yes, pumpkin pie, Nana Patty, DeVita, Lisa, ladies, keep taking the high road. Your combined integrity, creativity, and humor will win the day. Lee, the wind is picking up. Well, Lee, how close are you in the path of this? I mean, you told me you're okay. You better be. Now she's claiming a CPS call was made on her. Who, Molly? Molly got CPS called on her? I mean, it's only a matter of time. That's what happens over there. You watched her a couple of times. Well, she was the one that everyone came to YouTube for Chris Watts, not me. It was Molly. I'm like, who is this chick? No, she was entertaining back then. She really, I mean, she was, the worst thing she said was she called us garbage people. And that to us was like, oh my God, this is horrible. Now look at YouTube now. I don't know if I could parody you now based on her content. From what I've seen on clip channels, I don't think anything I could parody her off of would be taken with humor. There's nothing that I could improv or anything, and usually my parodies are all improv, uh, without hurting somebody. So I could do Molly Golightly in the old days, but not now. Not now. Follow Jesus. Turn from your sins. Time is running out. Amen. Amen. If you follow Jesus. And that's another thing. Not everyone is Christian. There's many religions in this world, many cultures. And I've seen a lot of people throwing their Christianity out there as a weapon. You don't see any Jewish people throwing the Torah at anybody now, do you? What is it with Christians and some Christians throwing out the Bible and verses and, you know, I think that's wrong. I'm used to this. No direct hit here, but still scary. Well, Lee, yeah, stay safe. Are you at risk of losing your power? Jason's Catholic, but not hardcore. When's the last time you went to confession, Jason? Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 3 decades since my last confession, and these are my sins. I think anybody going into a dark box to kneel down to talk to a priest who's behind beveled glass is traumatizing. For me, I would think that. For me. And I used to question, why do you have to go through a priest to get to God? Or if you believe in Jesus, because don't they teach that God is everywhere? So if he's everywhere, this is just a question I always had. If he's everywhere, why do you have to go in a box and talk to Father McGonagall, your sins, to get to God? I could never figure that out. Just curious. I'm not knocking the religion. I'm just curious. I like to think genuine Christians don't use their Christ as a weapon. I doubt he'd approve. Seems like a cool guy. Yeah. Oh, you like going to midnight mass on Christmas. So, so it's either we go through these cycles, on YouTube, whatever's trending. Now I see it's, throwing out someone's religion as a weapon. Um, I've seen from more than one person, you know, throwing out the victim card if they lost a spouse or their child or even their pet, you know, as if, they think they're granted immunity while they're spewing out hate to others, you know. Um, you're supposed to honor your loved one and not to use them as a weapon. That's my opinion anyway. Hi, Almost Famous. What was 1 hour ago? Shell Monster made a CP about the CPS things, claims it was done after HTTN threatened her. Well, you can claim all you want and you can presume all you want, but you got to have proof. You got to have proof. Oh, let me move my car. The sunset looks better down this way. Hold on. Look at that. Look at that. Very much prettier over here. Yeah, that's pretty. Sorry about the light post, but can't do anything about that. We'll try to avoid it. There we go. I can claim I'm a size 0 with high just don't make it so. Yes, being Jewish, yes, you're right, is an ethnicity. Yes, you are. And happy Rosh Hashanah, everybody. Who celebrates Rosh Hashanah? So, what have we learned today? It's a pop quiz. What have we learned today? If you are a member or even were a member, and if you left because you weren't comfortable and or you've received disparaging emails from that creator, whether you were in their Patreon membership or if you were just a subscriber and you've received disturbing emails of a threatening, intimidating, blah, blah, blah nature, what can you do? Well, that purple went away quick. Jeez, where is it now? Oh, okay, there's the moon. Let's see if I can catch that moon. There we go. It's like a quarter moon, eighth of a moon, sliver, 16th of a moon. Anybody remember? Who can you contact? For example, if you receive an email, you forward that email to whom? McDonald's is going to start selling Happy Meal for adults in about a week. Really? I don't eat McDonald's. I don't eat that. I haven't eaten that stuff in years. Maybe French fries, but nah. I say leave her alone and she'll combust all by herself. Well, that's been tried, sunflower. Um, and that's an excellent idea. And I advise that, no response is the best response, right? And I don't mind talking about it. I was never a rambler. Um, but um, that was done. And what happens is once a person realizes they no longer have control over you, then they start to assassinate that person's character, okay, which is happening right now. The threats of threatening someone to put them in jail. So these are things, and sometimes it's like Someone's got to speak up, and I feel like, hey, I'm going to speak up. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Um, and there is recourse. And again, if you get an email or forward that email directly to Google, and that's a violation of TOS, and creators can and will get their channels terminated if Google finds that as a creator, we tend to forget that, people say, you're not the boss of me. Well, Google's the boss of you, of all of us who have channels. Okay? So you might think you're your own boss and you're self-employed in this YouTube world. No, you're not. You work for Google. You work for Google, and you're expected to go by the rules and the guidelines and the policies and procedures. And if you get your channel terminated, if you get fired, um, it's because you went against policy and procedures. So striking a channel is not the only option. And I'm just saying, if anyone has received or been a member or patron in anyone's channel, and if you've left because of emails or threats or harassment, shared screenshots, you cannot, as a creator, in a Patreon, Discord type thing, share your screenshots, especially from members who once were paying members of you. Even if you've left that membership or Discord or whatnot, they still cannot do that. So you let Google know. Jason, I work for Pink. You work for Pink. I'm just putting the facts out there. But yeah, people forget. They get too comfortable in their environment on YouTube, way too comfortable, and they forget that Google is their boss. And you can't, don't ever get that comfortable as a creator on your channel. This is the United States, and I do have the right to my opinion. I left because I witnessed it. Yes, you can report that as well, what you witnessed. Absolutely. You haven't kept up with things. Has she done something recently? Oh boy. You can go to the Hell of the Nose channel, Hell to the No. Um, she recently threatened to make sure that somebody goes to jail, someone who left her. Um, I'm sure it's been recorded. There's a right way and a wrong way to talk about things, like, it's all in your presentation, right? And if you're going to come on screaming and being loud and not look into the camera, um, and do that, I believe it's all in how you present yourself, your tone, your attitude. Um, Makes it easy for anybody to see, is this coming from a place of concern, of just wanting to say, hey, this hurt me, or is this coming from a place that's vindictive, revengeful, you know? And she made it obvious that she's out for revenge. of some sort with no proof because her subscribers just believe everything she says, proof or no proof, everything, everything. Nobody's an individual over there because they're a mob over there, right? Like a cult, right? Nobody's an individual. They all agree on the same thing all the time. All the time. That is a mob. That is a cult like atmosphere. When you lose your individuality, when you feel like, well, three of my friends just said they agree, so I'm going to agree too. Because, if you don't agree, then you're going to be targeted. And they've done tests like that in real life where they've had like five people in a room and they had scenarios where um, they had to pick an answer to a question. And even though one person knew the answer, the other four people wrote something else differently. And that fifth person, because they felt like they were the odd man out, wrote down the answers that everyone else was thinking. It's, you know, it was wild. It was wild. So you no longer are an individual when you become part of like a mob scene. You agree with everything, and that's what Angela, you won. Okay, Sunflower Brown. Here we go again. I didn't see the comment. How come I can't go back and look? Angela, Brown, Sunflower Brown was deleted. Can I ask why? Why can't I see on my cell phone what she said? Can someone tell me what she said? Angela Brown, Angela Brown, Angela Curtis, you won 9 feet 11 inches. Congratulations! Oh, Sunflower Brown's back. 9 feet 11 inches. Sunflower Brown. I was even wrong. I was guessing like 20 something. I thought I could get into the Guinness Book of World Records. No, your comment was deleted. I don't know if that was an accident, but you came back, so I think it's okay. Most of the time they're accidents, but I didn't see the comment, so okay, it was an accident. Thank you, Buddy Cat. All right. Yes, that does happen. So Angela, email me pinkladylug4@gmail.com with your mailing address, which will remain private. Even if we get in a fight, I promise you, I will never expose. I will never dox you. And I will send it out. And I think, yeah, you're welcome. And I wish everyone could have won. Um, but I think you'll enjoy the party pack. Jason would have said 117 feet tall. No, Joan, somebody said yesterday that HTT Held to the No put out a new video. That wasn't true. There's no new video. She's got strikes. Ramblings got her. Of course, she encouraged on a live stream for her subscribers to come up on Zoom and help strike that channel down. And she got 3 strikes, and she's got 10 days to appeal or whatever. But that's another thing. As a creator, and you hold a status of running a Patreon and membership, and you encourage other people to come in up on your stream and help report someone's channel. That's cancel culture, and that's against TOS. I don't know what it is with her, but every thought that comes in her head, she has to open up her mouth. If you're gonna do some shady shit like that, you know, do your private Zoom things and talk about it there. But the fact that you do it in public, you are really risking losing your channel. And I keep telling her that. What are you doing? What are you doing? So when her channel does come down, she's going to turn around and blame YouTubers for it. No, you can't. You have to look at your own actions. And what you're doing is you are going to be responsible for your own channel coming down. You need a filter on your mouth. Now you're threatening someone with jail that you are going to make it your life mission to make sure this woman who just lost her daughter, well, not just, but, recently lost her daughter, and you're going to make sure she goes to jail because she left you, and she's standing up for herself. That's messed up. That's messed up. But nobody can go after her, right? No, it's always, I lost my son and this and that, No, we can't go after her. But she can go after other people who've lost their children. Get out of here. Get out. Something she needs to keep private. Watching a deceased dog or knowing she's still having periods is not what people want. Yeah, I don't care about her menses. Okay? Or telling people, I heard that she runs a doggy daycare. I'm sure she's being facetious, but she's horrible with humor. Okay, at 4 o'clock in the morning, about two dogs, puppies, crying, you know, and calling her puppies. What did they say to me? She called them clients. You know, you suck at even joking. But while you're doing all of this, your puppy's still crying and is still not being attended to. I mean, how long is she going to pull this one off that she doesn't have a puppy, a new puppy or two, you know? So she's totally going to neglect this dog because her live streams are more important. That's not why you get a dog. That is not why you get a dog. To pretend that you don't own one. So that every time the dog does need something, you're not going to attend to it because your live stream is more important. It's just so messed up. It's so messed up. Yeah, has anyone heard from Florida Gray? I hope she's okay. Let's go see if Lavender Road is on, okay? Because I'm right down the street from it. Lavender Road is a road that is lit up purple, okay? And it'll make you feel relaxed the minute you're driving on it. Okay. And then she comes up with this, leave me alone. Your X Ramblers have been saying that for a long time, and now you're using that. And now you're using big words like incrimination because I've been using them all along. You're incriminating yourself, and then you're turning it around, trying to use it on us now. We're incriminating ourselves. Find your own content. Okay, here we go. This is Lavender Road. This wild. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out slowly. I want to pull over. I want to shut my legs off. Put my blanket on. Isn't this amazing? I know, right? I think all the highways in the whole wide world should be lit up like this. And listen, I have no trouble seeing at all. It is very relaxing. I think it would cut down on road rage. I think they need to do studies and collect data. She said she's a public figure, so now she doesn't want attention. Yeah, right? Good point. There you go. Also, lavender, this color lights. Um, I'll put it on my community page tonight. I have a light bulb, and it's very inexpensive, and it comes with uh, a remote control, a miniature remote control, and it has about 20 different colors on it. So you can switch um, the colors, different hues of purple, different hues of yellow. What else is in a red? Um, it has a natural light, natural sunlight. So I'll put it on my community post. It's very inexpensive, um, and I love it. I love it. So, let's not forget to, support the creators, especially the ones who want to move on. We got Nana Patty's channel. If mods want to drop their links, Davita Lane has a great craft channel. Angela, you'll love the sock. There's a couple of pair of socks in there, and one of them says crafty bitch. And it's a picture of this woman like at a sewing machine. They're cute. I don't know if you guys have seen those socks in the store. Some of them have naughty words on them, but this wasn't too naughty. um, yeah, so that light, um, it's very relaxing, very relaxing. And like I said, you got like 20 different colors to choose from. Hey, voices in your head. Yeah, so there's Mama Ames, and these are all people that MRB is attacking, trying to assassinate their character. There's no proof. It's really dangerous to start accusing people, especially when you're going to threaten jail on them. Um, you can't do that. You yourself can end up standing in front of a judge for false reporting. That is defamation, and it has happened. And the sad thing is, in this country, you can accuse anybody of anything without even any proof at first, right? And all the magistrate has to do is, based on your testimony, is to find probable cause. All right. And a lot of times they don't ask for proof, like tangible proof. You write down, you can accuse someone of taking your pocketbook, for example. You know, she, I believe she was near my house. Whatever. And if the magistrate feels there's probable cause, one guy decides or one lady decides if it's enough to go through to start with being charged, being arraigned based on what somebody says. That's how dangerous this can get. And then when you're inside the court, of course, you've got to be there and then prove your case. And you can be turned around. You could be sued. Be made responsible for their lawyer fees. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Let me go back. Let me go. I got like 10 more minutes. And, it's beautiful though, huh? Beautiful. Of course, we got, look at this too. There's the sun again. There's the sun, everybody. Remember when I freaked people out? There's the sun. So, please think before of consequences, just as we teach our children when they're little, right? For every action, there's a consequence. So, before you do something or say something, think ahead of time and think of consequences that could happen. Florida Gray's here. Thanks, mods, for dropping those channels. Pink MRB is false striking hell to the no like crazy. May I drop her backup channel? Absolutely. I think she's over 500. Oh, she's up to 484? Yeah, absolutely. Please drop her link. And when that happens, if worse comes to worse, and I'd advise hell to the no, um, if you can't get through to YouTube, start contacting Google through your Google email. It's another option where they're more apt to listen. On and off strong winds, neighbor's fence came down. Are you like near the eye of the storm, Florida Gray? Like, are you going to be okay? Buddy Cat, if you have held to the nose contact details, if so, could you ask about membership, please? I'd be happy to pay something small monthly. I don't think she has memberships. She has a Cash App. If anybody, and I think it's in her About Me section, if anyone would care to donate to Held to the No. She does, she does have an attorney. That I know. She does. And Mommy Ramblings, is spewing out things that are false about this attorney. Um, no, I've seen the proof. So it's not, and again, Ramblings doesn't show, she doesn't back up her words with anything. And there's her subscribers. Oh, yeah, 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 that's hard. Yeah, she's horrible. Yeah, yeah. Not one. Can you imagine if you have like 80 people in your chat and they all agree? Like, at least in here, we have difference of opinion sometimes, and we can talk about it. Not there. It's like the Stepford wives. And I guess they're all going to go away on a trip and wear that shirt, I shoot people, but they're going to add a little twist to it, depending on what country you're from. If you're from the Netherlands, I shoot in the Netherlands, or I shoot in Australia. Wasn't the Netherlands, didn't they have a mass shooting there many years ago at that camp where all those kids were killed? Was that the Netherlands? I mean, look at, I don't care what kind of shirt you wear, but when it's in the wake of all these shootings that's been going on in our country and now in Russia, um, it's not in good taste. You can spin anything you want on it, but try going out in public with a shirt like that, okay? And tell me that people are going to be like, "Oh, that's an awesome shirt. That's a great shirt. Where did you buy one? I'd like one too." I couldn't even walk onto the plane with an O.J. Simpson shirt on because I flew to California for that trial. Okay? I think he's guilty. I had a shirt, a t-shirt on that they were selling out there, and the airlines made me take the shirt off. Okay? Hell to the Nose email is on her About page, but she needs to stay anonymous. That may be what prevents membership. Yeah. And she's got another channel, so good luck. You can knock down someone's channel, but everyone has a backup channel. Um, I think you got to get to the point where start changing your behaviors. You know, um, because it's not working. You can knock someone down, but they're going to get right back up. Right back up. So you're proving nothing that except that you're mass reporting. You support cancel culture. You did it on a public forum, invited your subscribers up, and publicly invited them. Oh, it was Norway. Okay, thanks, Paisley. You publicly invited them up and said out loud, this is what you want to do. It's been recorded by people. It can be sent to Google. It can be sent to YouTube. And you can lose your channel. I don't know how dumb someone has to be that when you get someone who talks and talks and talks and talks and talks and talks and never shuts up, you are going to ruin your own channel. Period. You talk too much. Just focus on your crime crap. Enough. Enough. Let these people go. Let them go. You can't have them. They don't want you, and you can't have them. Let it go. If you felt this way about them when you were friends with them, why did you wait till now to tell everybody how horrible you think they are as people? So you were never a true friend. Because usually, I've had disagreements or fights with people on YouTube. Am I going to go and start talking shit about them? No, because I appreciated what we did have. But people who start this crap, she was hard, assassinate their character. You felt like that. You felt that the whole time you were friends with them. What a betrayal. What a betrayal. To think that you hang out with somebody who thought of you like this the whole time. And it wasn't until you decided to leave and you didn't make a fuss about leaving. These people did not make a big fuss about it. And you assassinated them. Pink, I make too much sense. I know, right? What the hell? All right, listen, I'm going to go. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations, Angela Critters. Email me with your address. I will get that out into the mail tomorrow afternoon. So hopefully you'll receive it by Monday. Enjoy it. Um, what else can I say? I had fun putting the package together. I had fun shopping for this stuff. I hope you have a Dunkin' Donuts near you. There's a gift card in there. Um, there's just lots of fun stuff in there. There's that heating pad, organic lavender seeds. Those are called, what were they called? It's a critter, Angela Critters. It's like I don't know if it's not a possum, if it's a hamster or it's a muskrat. It is so cute, and you put them in the microwave. They're called warmies, and Warmies, and you can get a sloth, you can get an elephant. Uh, there's all sorts of animals that you can get these heating pads, and they're great. I use one, and they hold the heat very well and for a long time. Thanks, Denise. Thank you, everyone. Good night. I don't know, is anyone going live tonight? Maybe I'll see you later tonight somewhere else. We're outside. Yeah. Florida Grace, stay safe. Everyone in Florida, please stay safe wherever you are. Our thoughts and prayers during this awful, awful hurricane that's coming, that's already landed. Thanks, Spidey Cat. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. Okay. Behave. I'll see you guys soon. Good night.